Hi again. What I'd like to do for you today is I'd like to talk about there's just a ton of different licks, but I'd like to talk about 5 licks that I think are going to be really, really beneficial for you to learn not only how to play them, but how to play them so they sound smooth and comfortable, and then kind of how to manipulate them to make your own things with them. And so the first thing we're going to do here, we're just going to break apart 5 licks in the key of G minor pentatonic. We're going to keep everything kind of constant here, keep it nice and easy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about this sort of lick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the second position, if you know the second position of G minor pentatonic. I'm going to do an 8th fret bend. Okay, really bluesy. It sounds really awesome. So I'm bending that up. And then I'm coming down to the 6 on the first string, and then I'm going to the 8 on the second string. Now you could pause in between that bend and heading into the 6 and the 8, or you could connect them by releasing that bend. The trick is when you're doing this kind of stuff, don't be in a hurry. It's always about the sound that you're creating, not the lick that you're playing, although that is important. It's the sound that you're creating with the lick or with the pattern or with the bend or with the vibrato or whatever it might be. So always be aware of your execution. So as you're bending that, get it up high enough. Give a nice vibrato at the end, okay? You could even add a little blues bend on that 6 by going like this. Just pushing that 6 just a little bit. Give it a little bit of a blues bend would sound really cool. And then we're going to end it with this. This is the trademark here. That right there, which always sounds really great at the end of a 12-bar blues when the 5 is up and it's heading back to the 1. It's a great place to put that in. Okay, so right there I'm playing 6, 8, 7, and then back to the 6. Okay, now I could add a little blues bend again, right at the top, and it would sound awesome. So again, most important thing, you can learn the lick, you can read the tab, that's awesome, but I want you to manipulate it so it sounds musical to you, okay? You don't have to play it fast, you don't have to play it slow, you don't have to play it with some sort of even tempo. You're just playing, right? You're bending that up, you're in the middle of this, and you're going, maybe you're adding a vibrato, maybe you do it again. And then here comes the end. Here comes that 5 chord at the very end. Right there. That's where that 5 chord is. That sounds really, really cool right there if you go to it right there. So you don't have to play it, but it's a great lick to play at the end of your phrase when you're heading to that 5 chord. So you're coming off your... Okay, you can use it all kinds of, you can use it in a transition from 1 to 4, your 1 chord to your 4 chord. And there's just a ton of different places that you can use this. But the point is it's a really great and useful lick, and you can chop apart in different ways. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to, again, be in G. We're going to be looking at doing this. Okay? Now that one is kind of reminiscent of a Led Zeppelin tune. And what we're doing there is we're going to play this 8. And then we're going to go to the 10 on the first string, and we're going to bend it up. And we don't really need to ring it out. We're not looking for that. We're just looking to scream it up. And then we're going to play 10, 9, 8, a nice little chromatic lick there. And then we're going to play 11, 8, 11, 8. Okay, so you're bending that 10th fret up, and then you're stopping. You're giving a pause, and then you're going to do this. Now, again, you could give it some sort of rhythm. I always think of a pattern like this or a lick like this as kind of like you're falling downhill. You know, when you come over the top of the cliff and you start going down, you're not going too fast yet, and then all of a sudden your poor little feet start going faster and faster and faster, and then you face plant, and it's all over. So what we want to do here is we're kind of speeding up. Bump, 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 bump. You see, we're just kind of getting a little bit faster. So we're not really worried about dun da dun da dun da dun or ducka da ducka da ducka da or any kind of rhythm like that. We're just kind of playing over the top. You see? And then we start putting those together. And we get this kind of downhill flow where it speeds up. You see? Now, could you use it with a rhythm? Of course you could. And it still sounds very cool. But it's really neat as just a free time thing where you're playing and you're going. Kind of my first lick there, and then I move into kind of jump into that one. Okay? So again, moving you outside of just playing in this first position and always doing the same things over and over and over, trying to see things as they move across the guitar. Okay, so we've got this. And then which works great over that 5 chord right there. Okay, and then we've got this, which could work just about anywhere. But again, it's a feel thing. It's not just, it's execution. You got to make sure you get your bends up and all that sort of thing. See, I'm yelling. Okay, I'm not leaving it up there. I'm just going. I could even slow down at the end. And that might sound cool too, you see? It's kind of a free time thing. It's really awesome. Third lick we're going to do is a transition from minor pentatonic to major pentatonic. Now again, if you don't really understand that, don't worry about it. Use it as a lick. But I'm going to explain to you kind of what's going on here. So again, I'm starting off in G minor. I'm in the 2nd position. And I do that. So I'm sliding into the 2nd position. And then I'm going to slide into, right there, I'm just going a whole step higher. And that puts me into major pentatonic. And then I've got this traditional kind of blues lick here. Okay, so we have, right, 7 to 6, then 9 to 8. Then I'm going to play 9, 8. Right here, I'm bending up this 11, 10. Now you're not really looking for a certain distance with those. It's more singing. Or talking. That's what's so great about blues, is learning how to bend when you're actually talking or communicating with your bending. Not that bending in tune isn't important, because it is. But there are times when you just want the guitar to sing. You want it to be a voice. So you see I've got to pause. So it's kind of staccato. Now what's cool about that is that can attach from this one. You can go into, and then back to, See that? They're all there and they're all useful. You can put them anywhere you want. The 2 licks that I just showed you really aren't defined to be anywhere in particular in the 12-bar blues. You can play them anywhere. And certainly you could do the same thing with this one, but it really does rock right over that 5 chord at the end. Okay?